What if everything we thought we knew about Outlander was wrong? What if Faith, Jamie, and Claire's lost daughter didn't die all those years ago? After all, time travel is a tricky thing, and Outlander has never been afraid to pull off the impossible. With season 8 just around the corner, could the return of Faith shake the Frasers International like in no way earlier than? Or is this simply another wild concept, a desperate want from fanatics craving closure? Well, what if those theories are right? From the very first moments of season 8, something feels different. There's an unease hanging over Claire, a quiet sorrow that even Jamie can't quite reach. And then, the first major bombshell drops. Francesca's cryptic words about Faith. It's subtle, almost easy to overlook, but the moment lingers just long enough to make us question what we thought we knew. She doesn't confirm Faith's death the way we've always assumed. Instead, her words feel open-ended, like there's something more beneath the surface. And then, there's Jamie. We've seen him grapple with the past before, but this time it's different. It's as if something, or someone, is pulling at his memories, urging him to revisit the pain he thought he had buried. Outlander has never been shy about playing with fate, and with time travel already a major force in this world, could it be possible that Faith's story isn't over? But let's talk about the biggest clue yet, Claire's growing sense of déjà vu. Throughout the episode, she's haunted by flashes of something she can't quite grasp, familiar voices whispering just out of reach, a feeling of something unfinished. It's not just grief, it's something deeper, something unsettling. And if we've learned anything from Outlander, it's that when Claire's instincts start screaming at her, we should all be paying attention. The idea that Faith could somehow be alive, whether through an alternate timeline, a ripple effect of time travel, or even something more mysterious, is both thrilling and terrifying. Because if she is alive, where has she been all this time? And what will that mean for Jamie and Claire? We're only in the first episode, and already the questions are piling up. But one thing is clear, this season is going to challenge everything we thought we knew about Outlander's past, present, and future. And if Faith's fate isn't set in stone, what else could change? As the season progresses, Jamie's internal struggle becomes impossible to ignore. He spent years carrying the guilt of Faith's death, a burden that has shaped so much of his character. But with the subtle hints dropping in the first episode, we start to see cracks in that carefully constructed facade. Jamie's journey is not just about reconciling with his past, it's about facing a truth that he might not be ready to handle. If Faith is alive, then everything he's believed about her death, about his decisions, could be wrong. The weight of that opportunity is vast. Imagine the war that could ignite in Jamie's heart, the elation at the notion of holding his daughter again, most effective to be torn aside by means of the concern of how this could tear apart the life he's built with Claire. It might be an emotional roller coaster for him, and for us as the audience too. We've seen Jamie's love for Claire, his loyalty to his family, but this revelation would force him to confront the darkest elements of his beyond. What sort of impact might this have on his courting with Claire, who has already been through so much? There's also the query of what this will suggest for their future. Claire's lifestyles has been described by means of loss. First, her absence from her time, then the heartbreaking demise of Faith. If Faith is all at once alive, the balance of Claire's international could be shattered. Could she ever really be happy knowing her daughter is accessible, someplace, but she won't reach her? Or worse, what if Faith has grown up in a very one-of-a-kind global without the affection and guidance of her dad and mom? The emotional complexity of this case is enough to make even the strongest of hearts falter. We additionally have to don't forget the effect this revelation might have on the opposite characters. Roger and Brianna, who have already performed a primary position in Time Journey, might be the key to unraveling the thriller of Faith's return. Their studies, their connection to the past, should release a direction to reunite Jamie and Claire with their lengthy lost daughter. But even that looks as if a double-edged sword. Time travel isn't something that can be tampered with lightly. Every action has a result, and if they meddle with the timeline to convey Faith lower back, what else will they disturb along the way? Will the fabric of time itself unravel, forcing every person to stand an excellent darker reality? Jamie and Claire's reunion with Faith, if it occurs, will no longer be as simple as a glad homecoming. The emotional turmoil, the years of separation, The unanswered questions and the burden of the beyond will make this reunion complex and fraught with anxiety. There's a delicate wish within the air, however, also an underlying worry, fear of what they might lose in the process. Outlander has continually been approximately the push and pull between love and loss, and the stakes have by no means been better. The possibility of Faith's go back isn't pretty much one person. It's about everything Jamie and Claire have fought for. The wish of seeing their daughter once more may be the spark that ignites a brand new chapter for them, but it can simply, as without difficulty, be the pressure that unravels the whole lot they've built. As Season 8 unfolds, it becomes clean. This isn't always pretty much bringing lower back a misplaced daughter. It's about confronting the ghosts of the beyond, going through the effects of Time Tour, and managing the emotional aftermath of a life that has never definitely allowed Jamie and Claire to heal. What form of toll will this journey take on them? And on us? While Jamie and Claire's emotional roller coaster steals the highlight, there's another dating brewing with its very own complexities. One which has been evolving because the very starting of the series, Jamie and Lord John Grey's dynamic has been anything but simple. They've long passed from enemies to reluctant allies to something deeper, something that neither of them fully knows. With the advent of Season 8, this relationship is about to be examined like by no means earlier than... The season kicks off with the anxiety among them palpable, the weight in their shared records, their complex feelings in the direction of each other, and the bond they share over William looms huge. But what makes this relationship so captivating is the emotional depth it incorporates. Lord John, as soon as a noble and formal parent in Jamie's lifestyles, now stalks a reference to him that is going past duty or obligation. They've each been fathers to William, and in that, they're tied collectively in a way that's impossible to untangle. This bond creates anxiety so as to play out over the path of the season as each men navigate their roles in William's life. For Jamie, this dynamic is fraught with conflict. He feels accountable for William's future, but his relationship with Lord John complicates that duty. Jamie's pleasure and loyalty to his own family imply everything to him. The idea that Lord John, the man who once served as his enemy, has grown to be a second father to his son brings up painful emotions, guilt, resentment, and perhaps even a touch of jealousy. These aren't easy feelings for Jamie, who is used to being the rock for the ones he loves. But in Season 8, the cracks in that facade are starting to show. Sam Hugan, who plays Jamie, flawlessly captures the nuance of this complex dating. He said in interviews that Season 8 will explore how the characters' pasts are eventually catching up with them. And for Jamie, that means facing his uneasy alliance with Lord John. There's no denying that these two men have a deep bond, one which has been tested through betrayal, hassle, and shared grief. But can they absolutely flow beyond their records? Can they reconcile their differences for the sake of William and for their very own emotional well-being? The heart in their conflict lies of their roles as fathers. Lord John has raised William as his personal, and at the same time as that has created a bond of belief, it has also created emotional friction between him and Jamie. Jamie's defensive instincts are always on high alert, and he's had to look at as Lord John steps right into a position that need to had been his. But there's additionally a tenderness to their courting, a quiet understanding, a reputation of shared pain. Neither guy is perfect, and each have made mistakes, but their connection is undeniable. This season, we'll see if they are able to locate closure. But what does closure even appear to be for Jamie and Lord John? Is it reconciliation, or is it an emotional distance that in the end lets in them to coexist without continuously combating their beyond? Will they come to phrases with the truth that they're, for higher or worse, tied collectively by using William, and discover a manner to coexist as co-parents? Although that's a time period that might not even start to cover the complexity in their dating. The emotional weight of this storyline goes beyond Jamie and Lord John's personal war. It's about family. How we define it, how we navigate it, and how we come to terms with the folks that form our lives. Jamie's international has usually been defined via his fierce loyalty to his circle of relatives. However, the headaches of his courting with Lord John pressure him to confront what circle of relatives truly matter. If Season 8 is set whatever, it's about the tensions that stand up when we confront the complexities of love, loyalty, and what it actually approached to belong. There's no doubt approximately it. Jamie and Lord John's dating can be a defining arc of this final season. But will they discover peace, or will their struggles continue to tear at the cloth of their lives? The stakes are high, and with everything else going on, their adventure together promises to be just as tumultuous as the only Jamie stalks with Claire. As the episodes of Outlander hold to spread, the emotional stakes develop ever better, and with it, the anticipation of what's going to come subsequent in Season 8. It's difficult to ignore the possibility that the series would possibly quit with a certainly gut-wrenching, unpredictable finale. While it's tempting to hope for a peaceful end, one where the Frasers in the end get the happiness they so desperately deserve, the reality is that Outlander has in no way played through the guidelines of consolation. Every time we suppose we've reached a satisfying decision, the collection pulls the rug from below us, revealing new challenges, heartbreak, and complexity. The capacity return of Faith is the important thing to the whole lot. If she is in some way alive, if her loss of life, which has been a defining second in Jamie and Claire's lives, turned into not the finality we've all believed it to be, the effects can be huge. For Claire, the emotional turmoil would be overwhelming. She has carried the grief of losing Faith for years, a grief that has been a constant partner in her existence. The notion that her daughter might be alive ought to open a wound that has in no way simply healed. The query isn't just about whether Faith is alive, it's about what that means for Claire's emotional adventure, for her capability to heal, and for her future with Jamie. For Jamie, the shock of locating out that his daughter might have survived would lead him down a course of reckoning. Jamie is a person described by means of his guilt, his desire to defend the ones he loves, and his deep emotional bonds to his circle of relatives. The opportunity that Faith has been available, someplace, these types of years, is greater than just a dream. It's a threat for Jamie to proper the wrongs of his past, but it's additionally a worry of dropping extra, of complicating his already fragile courting with Claire. The second, when Jamie realizes that Faith might be alive, will be the most effective of the whole series. It's no longer just about the opportunity of seeing his daughter again, it's about confronting the errors he's made, acknowledge the depth of his very own grief. How will he reconcile his moves with the information that his daughter could have been available all alongside? But Outlander isn't just about emotional resolutions, it's about the adventure and the messiness of existence itself. As we understand all too properly, Time Journey is by no means a simple restore. Theories round Faith's capability go back simplest add gas to the hearth. Could she were dispatched ahead in time, perhaps through a few twists inside the fabric of time itself, to return as one in every of their descendants? Or is it feasible that she might be dwelling in a parallel timeline, one which Jamie and Claire would possibly in no way be able to access? These possibilities all have one component in common. They introduce a level of chaos and unpredictability that the Frasers are not organized for. If Faith does go back, it won't be without outcomes. The timeline, the very material of time travel itself, is fragile. We've already seen what takes place whilst the beyond and the destiny collide. The ripple impact is a ways accomplishing, affecting not only Jamie and Claire, however, the international round them. The very laws of nature that hold time stable may be shattered through Faith's go-back. And that's where the risk lies. What will the outcomes be in the event that they alter the route of time simply to reunite with a lost daughter? What will that mean for the future of the Frasers? Will it bring about the happy reunion anyone has been hoping for? Or will it cause even greater tragedy? One of the maximum interesting and heartbreaking aspects of this ability go back is the emotional toll it is able to take on Roger and Brianna. Their expertise of Time Tour has grown over the years, and whilst they have got attempted to make peace with the complications it introduces, there's no question that the stress to discover an answer for Faith's return would be sizable. Roger, especially, has always been the extra analytical of the two. However, even he should recognize that this situation is one which is going beyond good judgment. Time travel isn't always a toy, and nobody can predict the emotional outcomes of tampering with the beyond. Brianna, too, has spent so much time grappling with the fact of her very own adventure through time. How will they feel approximately, potentially converting history once more to carry someone back from the useless, particularly while it may value them everything they keep dear? Then, there's the question of Lord John and his involvement in all of this. As the father figure in William's existence, Lord John's position cannot be not noted. He has spent years elevating Jamie's son, and his bond with William is strong and unshakable. The return of Faith would only serve to complicate matters similarly. The emotional drama between Jamie, Lord John, and William is a ways from over. If Faith returns, how will Lord John react? Will he feel displaced by using her presence, knowing that she was once the kid Jamie and Claire misplaced? Will he be capable of positioned aside his own emotions for the sake of the Frasers? Or will the emotional weight of the situation tear apart the delicate bond they've controlled to shape over time? And allows not forget the emotional toll it'll take on Claire. She's a woman who has suffered so much in her existence, dropping no longer only her daughter, however, also years of her lifestyles to time journey. She's been through heartbreak, trauma, and not possible grief. However, if Faith returns, it's going to pressure Claire to confront the most hard question of all. Can she circulate forward together with her lifestyles, or will this go back to the beyond be an excessive amount of for her to bear? The sensitive stability she's tried to hold among restoration and moving forward might be completely shattered via the go-back of her daughter. All of those questions and uncertainties will shape the direction of Outlander Season 8. And if there's one component we recognize about this series, it's that the solutions will not be clean. Faith's return might be the remaining test for Jamie and Claire's dating. Will they have the ability to overcome the emotional luggage of the past and find peace? Or will the weight of their misplaced daughter and the consequences of time journey rip them apart once and for all? It's clear that Season 8 is going to be an emotional and unpredictable ride. Whether Faith truly returns or now not, we may be sure that the journey will be full of heartache, joy, and the relentless pursuit of affection. But as always with Outlander, the destiny is by no means set in stone, and even the most hopeful of predictions could be shattered in and on the spot. Hold on tight, because the emotional journey is some distance from over. The Frasers' legacy is a long way from finished, and Season 8 promises to be the most excessive and heartbreaking bankruptcy yet. With the stop of Outlander drawing near, one component is obvious. This collection has given us extra than only a tale about time tour and historic drama. It's been an adventure about love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. Whether Faith returns or no longer, the emotional stakes for Jamie, Claire, and their own family are set to be the most heart-wrenching we've ever seen. The unresolved grief, the fractured relationships, and the deep bonds they've cast during the years will all collide inside the very last season. Will Jamie and Claire find peace, or will the load in their beyond pull them aside? Will Faith's capability return be the last check in their love, or will it be the element that unravels them absolutely? And how will the dynamics among Jamie, Lord John, and William shift as they all confront the reality in their intertwined fates? These are questions that simplest time will solution. Outlander Season 8 is shaping as much as be the emotional roller coaster of a lifetime, and though we will speculate all we want, one aspect is sure. Outlander will depart us with recollections that will ultimate forever. So as we await the arrival of the final season, permits hold on tight to the moments of joy, the twists, and the tears. The tale isn't over, and Outlander will make certain the journey ends with a bang. What do you think? Could Faith really be alive, or are we all just chasing a wild dream? Share your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe our channel for more Outlander Season 8, Episode 1 updates. Thank you.